Well, according to there we go. According to the little spinning wheel, we are live now. Don't touch your face. What have we said? Folks, welcome to episode 0 of the Two Gargoyles podcast called Getting the Bugs Out, which Kyle is taking literally. But we're supposed to be joined by our third buddy, Mike Rieger, but he's having technical difficulties. So, this is our practice example podcast where we're going to talk about, quarantining as an artist and indie comics in general. Kyle, why don't you start by telling us about yourself?
Hi, I'm Kyle, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Kyle.
It's been 7 years since my last drink. Wait. It's been 1 hour since my last drink. I should have wrote down what I was going to say at this point as a bio, but I didn't. So my name is Kyle. I am an illustrator, and I used to be a part-time barber, but now I'm stuck at home. So now I'm a full-time artist who doesn't do anything else.
Except make awesome backdrops for his podcast. Can we just take a moment to appreciate Kyle? Tell us about that backdrop.
It's straight up much a recreation of the Merv Griffin sign. What's this way? God damn, it's backwards camera. This. It's getting used to.
Yes. Yeah, and for those of you that are old enough to remember the Merv Griffin show, that is the actual font. When Kyle goes for 70s retro, Kyle is 70s retro.
Of course, with the split screen, you can't see all of it. It just looks like the aisle, but
The Isle Earls show. There's probably a comedy routine there as well. Our friend John Crowdis is online. Hi, John. Excellent. My name is Michael McAdam, for those of you that can't read down there. And I am the sort of the head guy at Two Gargoyles Comics in terms of publishing and writing and whatnot. Of course, I used to be a part-time flight attendant, but now I am a full-time at-home person as well, as are many of us, thanks to the joy that is COVID-19. However, the silver lining, of course...
I can't type.
You can't type at all?
It doesn't... I don't have an option for chat.
Oh, no chat for you then. Ha ha.
Apparently, I have private chat, but that's it.
A chat for money? And any old chatter will do? Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Where are we streaming this? Facebook?
Facebook, yes.
The YouTubes?
No, I can only do one at a time because this is the Poe Man's version of StreamYard. So just Facebook today.
No, hold on, stop cam.
And we're still figuring out the technical side.
Yeah.
So we did do a rough outline of what we wanted to talk about.
And we've already gone off track.
Oh, so far off track. But I wanted to talk about the mandate for Two Gargs. And it's to raise the consciousness and quality of indie comics by sharing, networking, and working at our craft.
Indie, my friend.
Indie. It's one of the main reasons we're doing this today. To
not because we have unlimited time on our hands and can't leave our homes.
That's definitely not the whole reason.
Live streams are always off track.
Yes,
not wrong.
Yes, and I think I can do this. Oh yeah. Stop touching your face. This is why Kyle was actually quarantined before the COVID breakout.
Mostly.
It's just a thing. Yeah, mostly.
Now my face is actually itchy.
Oh. But we were thinking that, because we have this opportunity, that we would, reach out and encourage everybody out there to participate, maybe do their own podcast, talk about their own work as we are talking about ours. I would like eventually to actually have guest stars on the show that could talk about their comics and what they work with and what they're working on.
And really, if there's nothing more the world needs more, is more middle-aged white guys on a podcast.
Absolutely. We're a rare breed.
Yeah. Your voices are actually heard.
We were talking about Twitch, which is what the kids are using these days, and it's literally too complicated for us to figure out. And Discord doesn't have a video component, so we're using StreamYard until we find something better, if there is anything better. But if you have suggestions,
or you find someone better.
or until we're dead. That's a very, very uplifting and thoughtful, thought-provoking look at the realities of the situation. Thanks, Kyle.
You're welcome. Share to a page. I'm sharing this onto my page so people can get the links. No, not GVK.
Which is Kyle's old comic.
Yeah. Have fun. I'm gonna go dog walk. I walk a dog, I guess.
Yes, that's Mike, who is extremely disappointed because you guys, Mike bought like a connector cable and a special phone holder just for this. And then his phone, we believe it's because he updated to the latest OS, won't connect to StreamYard. So he is unhappy. But we hope that you'll get to meet him soon. So I'm going to talk about you, Kyle, for a second.
Hey.
Kyle is the artist on Gloaming, which is our horror comic, which I happen to have right here. Some visuals. There we go. Yeah. Kyle's pointing at it. Gloaming is a comic about a small town, and a rock star journalist comes there looking for a famous rock star kid. And just as he's about to publish a book about him, he was told the kid never existed. So he comes to Gloaming to prove the kid existed, and things get weird from there. Kyle and I were actually inspired to do Gloaming by visiting a condemned motel in Orlando.
Technically, it was just abandoned. I don't think it was actually condemned because nobody cared enough to put paper up.
That's true. There were actually no signs whatsoever. It literally was an abandoned space.
There was a bunch of gang tags, so they might have been clarified. But again, as I mentioned before, we're middle-aged white guys. I don't read gang. I don't. Yeah. Gang
hieroglyphics. Hieroglyphics. Yeah. Well, this motel had a coffin-shaped pool. Like literally, it was coffin-shaped. And then everything around the area was sort of dead and decaying, except for this green grass that was growing around this gazebo.
Oh, we should have had visuals for this.
Oh, absolutely.
We should have actually brought the pictures. We have the picture somewhere in a file. I don't. Your show, so excellent. I can't share images. I think you can though. Right.
Unfortunately, I'm not prepared, and it would take me forever to find them. But we'll put those up on another episode. This creepy motel. Yeah. I will say the one thing: we went to step on the gazebo. There were sleeping bags there, so obviously homeless people had taken up the residence there. And a mattress. Yes, absolutely everything you want to see on a gazebo. But as we stepped onto it, a dozen cats boiled out from underneath it, scattering in all directions. And the first thing I thought was, well, now we know where the homeless person is.
Can you ignite?
Did I what?
Coughing! You coughed!
I coughed. We're all going to die now, except that we're isolated.
Internet COVID exists.
It really doesn't, but I think Woke Bob 231 on strangeadvances.com is the one that told you about that.
Yes. It's all a scam.
Boop, boop. Yeah, you just know what the news media wants you to know, libtard.
Oh wait, yeah, Mountain Dew doesn't work well on green screen.
Oh, Mountain Dew, you're drinking that Mountain Dew Clear.
Oh, that's kind of bitching, actually.
Everyone at home is like, you guys actually managed to create things? Yes, we do. Honest.
And I'm not even allowed to take my attention deficit meds anymore.
We couldn't tell. It doesn't show at all. Let me see. Keeping on track here, and I say that as a lie because we're not on track, of course. Let's see. Kyle, how would you describe your art style?
I don't know. Bernie, 70s horror comic inspired. Basic?
I don't think your work is basic, but let's talk about the 70s for a second. Let's talk about your outfit and your whole backdrop and the whole ism you've created for the show today. What inspired that? Your ism.
Because I grew up I was born in 1973. I was raised on my entire life from 0 to 8 was, well, I guess 7, but was all 70s television. So that's where my brain got molded. And, being a latchkey kid, I just sat in front of the TV. Period.
We love TV. It did such a good job of raising us.
Yeah. Now these kids today are raised by their YouTubes and their streaming service. Oh, wait, no, and the streaming arts. No, I can't talk about that. No, streaming is
their
good.
Snapchats and their grams.
And their pudding pops.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, Kyle's work has a strong 70s influence. And I want to talk too about how you are the king of the mashup. A lot of the work you do at conventions is like your prints, your posters have a strong humor base and are usually mashing up one thing with another. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
Okay.
I match up one thing with another. Whoop, hold on. Incoming message from Mike Rieger, who is not watching the show. He decided just to walk his dog instead because we're not cool enough.
Yeah, film at 11. Can you pull up any of your graphics for us right now, Kyle?
I do not think I can. Well, hold on.
Do you have a share screen button at the bottom of your screen there?
Oh, wait, yes. Sharing screens is easiest with 2 monitors. Thanks. I've never done this before, so don't show these tips again. No, I'm going to need these tips again. Sharing works on a good computer. Thanks, Judgy McJudgerson.
It's like it's spitting on your computer choice.
How about no? How about I just do this? Do I have anything handy that I could just grab?
Which is funny. If you've seen Kyle's place ever, you'd know that it's a curio shop. There we go. Kyle's business card.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Groucho Marx. Yeah. Pennywise and Groucho. And may I say, Kyle, a rather obvious choice. It's a mashup.
Right.
So common.
Right? Well, Pennywise is what the hip kids like.
the cool kids.
Also, the other side is marketing.
Yes.
If you would like to know more about Biohazard, visit these sites. When on the internet, visit beautiful downtown biohazard.com.
Yay! Another 70s reference. Very, very happy with that. So let's talk about marketing for a second. So sure. Kyle, for example, he's got his niche, his thing, right? And I've seen Kyle at conventions doing very, very well because it's fresh. People like it. Even your references that are out of date. That you had a Barney Miller reference.
Yep.
And it was
I have 2 Bing Crosby prints.
And how do those sell?
Not very well. But I don't care. I enjoy them.
But
and really,
sorry.
I was gonna say, that's all that really matters to me mostly. As long as I enjoy it, and I find that for most of my art. As long as I'm enjoying it, that's what goes through and what's make people like it.
You know what? That's so true. We'll take a minute. We'll take a minute to talk about that. Like, you need to like what you're doing, right? You can't anticipate what will sell to an audience, and you shouldn't, because you're not creating something to sell. You're creating something to express the story and the joy that you have within. And like Kyle just said, people will pick up on that. They'll sense that joy and they'll want to participate.
Because drawing stuff you don't like, people are going to know there's no enjoyment or love in it. I've done prints that I'm like, oh, well, this is a show that the kids like. I'll do something based on this show that I don't care about. Never sells because there's no love, there's no caring, and people know that. Like, yeah.
They can sense it, right? I mean, it shows up on the page when you're like, this drawing is a dead drawing and this drawing is a live drawing, right? People can...
Dead eyes.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. Like, they are dead eyes. If you're not doing what you love, love what you do. Do who you love,
but not within 6 feet.
Right. 10-foot pole. Everybody, 10-foot pole.
Okay.
Yeah, the 2 Gregs. I do like 5 or 6 now titles. And this year is actually the first year I started publishing work that isn't mine. Mike, who unfortunately is not here today, is the sole creator of a spin-off of one of my comics, Twilight Detective Agency Girls Out. And I'm kind of excited to talk about that because I've never thought of myself as a publisher. I thought of myself as a guy that just got his work out there. But now, one of my friends, Mike, has asked me to publish, his work, and I said yes. And now I'm like, oh wow, does this make me a publisher with a capital P? But again, that joy is there. P. Like the sharing, the idea of creating, right? And that's what we all want to do. I mean, why do conventions?
Suddenly appear
every time
you are near.
Queer. Sorry, what?
You said the magic word, the Q word. You said queer. Show them the rainbow, Mike.
Yeah. There we go. I take pride in my work. Actually, that's one of the things that I'm very positive about with the comics that I do. Although my comics are not LGBT specific, they are LGBT inclusive. Except for the one, where is it now? Spectrum. That is about an LGBT superhero. Da-da-da. He's just getting ready to come out, and then boom, he gets superpowers. So he gets to come out twice. Isn't that a lot of fun? Da-da. Highly recommended for teens and up.
Also, Megan, draw, and when your hand is sore, keep drawing. Maybe take a break, but then draw more again. Because down here, this question, there it goes. It's all about practice. Drawing is a skill. It is not a talent. It's not a gift. It is a skill. Something that needs practicing, honing, and control.
Not at all upsetting. Very good, Kyle. But that's right.
Old is the child.
It's a muscle. You've got to work it out, or it gets flabby. We were just discussing the other day.
You lose it.
Yes, a friend of ours that was incredibly good as an artist way back in the 80s. Flash forward now, still the same. But yes, and that's the thing, right? Yeah, you were good back then, but you didn't keep it up, and so you haven't progressed. I mean, you can still draw better than me. I can't draw at all, but you have to respect your work and yourself. Occasionally, yes.
Sometimes when you're lonely and it's quiet.
Megan was actually our first write-in question. That's kind of awesome. I like being able to answer questions. That's cool. So let's see. Let's talk about conventions. Kyle, when did you start doing them? Like as behind the table professional?
Let's see. This is 2008. So 2008, 2009. It was the second year of Calgary Expo.
That's right.
The first year we went as attendees, me and you and Mike and all sorts of other people. And we saw the people working at the tables like, why the hell aren't we doing this? So instantly went to the next year and got a table. Our first table was the saddest, most pathetic affair of three people sitting at a table with their tiny little prints and a tiny couple little things. And that was it. But then we also got our own tables. We started building up. We started selling lots and lots of amazing, high quality merchandise.
That's true. And we learned that through practice. For those of you that are wondering, am I good enough to be at a convention? The answer is always yes. The answer is always yes. If you've got the will and you've got the desire to represent your work, because people are going to want to talk to you about your work, represent.
Also, the money to pay for the table does actually help.
Yes, you do need money to pay for the table.
Represent is important as well.
Yes, it is.
Also money.
But also money. That's true. You got to pay to play, unfortunately. And yeah, you might not make your table back the first few times, but you've got to keep at it. This is kind of like the practice thing we were talking about. Only it's called paying your dues. If you're going to show at a convention, you need to show up 100%. What?
No, John was saying, but I just realized his chat is coming from the Facebook chat as opposed to on screen, because although I realize now I can probably
technical difficulty. I thought you were having a heart murmur. You're like, I'm like,
Ooh, it's the Matrix. Now I'm watching myself on Two Gargoyles on Facebook. Two Gargoyles Comics is live now.
Thank you, Kyle. I'm glad. But yeah, for conventions, by all means, do apply for your Artist's Alley table, for your small press table. Like, do it and learn by doing. A great thing that's very, very helpful is by walking around the convention and seeing what other people are doing with their tables. And you can also Google this before you even show up for the first time. Mike and his wife, Lisa, actually run something on Facebook called the Artists Alley Network of Canada. You can look it up. And you want advice on how to show and present at a convention, that's the place to go. So check that out on Facebook if you've got questions. They've got answers. All right, moving right along.
Moving right along.
Oh, let's talk about goals. See, when 2020 first began, I thought this is going to be the biggest year ever. And so I got like this backdrop you see behind me here. It's my convention backdrop. I got, a tablecloth. I got whole new brand identity, and I was getting ready to just, explode. And then every convention got canceled. So now that the goals have had to be adjusted, Kyle, what is your goal now for 2020?
Mostly to try to keep my grocery shopping to every 2 weeks, wearing a mask and gloves, hand sanitizer, washing your hands for a good 2 minutes for the full time, back, front, thumbs as well. Oh, I mean, you meant the art thing, didn't you?
I did actually.
Okay. Well, then of course I would like to. Well, my goal is to finish Gloaming issue number 4 when the script is done, and then maybe work on some other things. I have several print ideas, and actually going to try to work on a new comic idea myself, because it's not like I don't have the time.
Excellent. And I mean, and again, I don't think we can say this enough. Yeah, we've all been told to stay home. Yeah, wash your hands, but also use your time. This is like, in a way, it's a golden opportunity to finally finish that project that you've been putting off. And that's my number one thing. It's actually a pet peeve of mine. So many people I know have great ideas, and I'm very interested in their ideas, but they never finish them, you see. And because life gets in the way and they have time and whatnot, or they don't have time, but we have time now. Now's the time to finish that project. All of the time.
So much time.
My goal for 2020, I'm still going to put out the comics I said I was going to put out. I have I think 4 comics right now that are in various stages of completion. Spectrum number 2 is done. It's been sent off to Comixology, but I'll be kickstartering it for print a little while later. We've got Gloaming number 4 in the works, which apparently needs me to do some more writing on it. We've got Twilight Detective Agency number 2, 3/4 of the way done there. Magical Mr. Punch number 1. I just got the final inked pages, so that's being colored. I'm really enjoying your visual commentary over there, Kyle. And
I look like the co-anchor. That's right, Michael.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, no. And I think I know I'm forgetting one, but the point is I'm not stopping. I'm going forward, and I hope that you are too. Let's see. And in conclusion,
right in the conclusion, just right in there.
Well, we kind of sort of already covered this, but let's summarize it. Kyle, advice you would give to other creators?
Draw, and write. Draw, and write.
Very good.
Weasley.
Butter. And my advice is very similar. It's
stay focused. Don't get distracted by useless things like internet memes and videos from 20 years ago.
That's advice to us, Kyle.
That's advice.
But I suppose it is advice for everyone. Yeah, keep going forward. keep pushing forward, keep making it happen out there. And hey, drop us a line if you've got something you'd like to promote. We'd like to have you on our show. We especially favor independent creators, and Canadian independent creators is awesome. But we're not. But we're not prejudiced. Even if you're American or some other country that exists, we're happy to have you on the show.
You mean other countries exist other than America?
America! Folks, thanks so much for joining us on this episode 0, Getting the Bugs Out. I'm Michael McAdam.
I'm Kyle Burles.
And this has been Two Gargoyles Comics Podcast. Thank you.